Oh, the music overlaps? Well, that's awkward. Sorry about that. Thanks for telling me. I just now saw the message. Sorry about that. Appreciate you letting me know. I will fix that for the future. Let's see here. Is it just me, or is the audio... Ugh, I feel like I've got something in my eyes today. Hey, thanks, Duskfee. Look at us. We've already... 3 months. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Can you guys hear everything okay? I'm trying to learn how to wink, and I gotta be honest, I don't think I quite got it. It's harder than it looks. How do you people do it so easily? Okay, chat. Can you wink, or is it just me? Because I feel like, look at this. It looks like I got something caught in my eyes. Let's see if I can just. Almost. No. It doesn't have. It's definitely like I've got something stuck in my eyes. Maybe if I do this. Does this work? No, that's both eyes. I don't know. No worries, Tux. No worries. I appreciate the thought. It's good to have you here. Hope you're doing well. I should be... No worries. I should be pushing a button right about now where the game starts, but I'm so caught up on trying to wink that I'm distracted. Because it looks like I got something stuck in my eyes. Maybe I better give up on this winking thing for a bit, huh? Because now it just looks like I blink funny. Look at this. Eyes are not... Alright, well thank you, Pix. I didn't want to forget this. So... We're already... That never gets old. Okay, alright. Well, we'll give up on the winking for now. How the heck is everyone doing this Friday? I hope you all are doing well. It's good to see you guys. I'll figure out how to wink better later. You had to write a program in college when you detect when the user was winking by virtue of being unable to detect a second eye. See, that's clever. I tried that, Pix. I'm trying really hard. You guys, it's funny because there's a lot of ways in which I'm, considered reasonably graceful, but I can't seem to figure out this eye movement thing. Just hold on. Let me see. If I do this. If I do this, if I go and then really hey, that almost works. Hey, I think I got it. What do you think? This eye or this eye? Which eye looks better? It's kind of hard to do this and smile at the same time. I think it's easier to wink my right. I'm getting dizzy. Oh well. Well, hey, it's good everybody to see ya. Thank you again for the resub, Duskfee. I do appreciate the support, and I appreciate the thought, Tux. It's also very kind of you. It's good to see you all. Hyped to be streaming again. I have missed you guys. It was fun being on vacation, but it's also cool to be back with you guys. You are definitely one of the highlights of coming back. So let's jump right into everybody's favorite Squid Game. Ooh, those are good choices. I like these. I like these stages. Oh, Moray Towers? That's a really good one, too. Gosh. Okay, I think we're going to start with Turf War. We always start with Turf War. You guys know how I am. Oh. Nah, we're not going to do that right now. We're not going to do Salmon Run. So, how was Splatoon 3, everybody? For those of you who had a chance to play some of it, how was it? Was it fun? Really? We just got started and now none of the maps are correct. Oh well. Are there still people saying the plaza's gonna be so empty? I mean, I don't know. There's still people playing Splatoon 1, aren't there? Everybody's treating this game like it's dying. Am I gonna have to play Splatoon 3? Am I gonna have to play Splatoon 3 just to be part of the cool squids? It's ridiculously hard. Well, maybe they'll rebalance it. What do you think, Luke? I was kind of wondering how they would pull off something like that. But I hadn't figured it out yet. Now let's see here. Oh, hey guys! I also learned another new trick. Here, listen. Did y'all hear that? You didn't receive the email? Oh no! Oh, that stinks. Sorry, Pix. Well, since the stages are all different... Splat zones, huh? Nah, I still want to start off with regular Turf War. It looks like I picked up a follower while I was gone. Because we were at 103, right? Now we're at 104. Look at us go. I had some coworkers today who asked me about my streaming. They said, wait, you stream? And I went, yeah, I stream a lot. And they asked if you guys know what I do for a living. And I said, of course they do. I've told them what I do for a living. But then I thought about it some more, and I'm not sure how many of you actually remember me telling you. So, call it out in the chat. What does Jello do for a living? Good to see you, Green. Good to see ya. Splatoon is one of those games where, when I first started playing it, it was actually on the Wii U, and the reason I found out it existed was because it was being done as a demo game, and I really enjoyed it, so much so that I actually picked it up on Wii U, which is saying something, because I almost never do that kind of game. Okay, I'm about to get wailed on. Oh, I dove right into the water. See, I'm not good at shooter-type games either. Okay, so you don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. I will tell you what. I will answer your question, Green, after chat has had a shot. That's true. If you can... It's basically just a paintball game with, like, extra steps. I gotta be honest. I think if you were to get into a third-person shooter, Splatoon would be a pretty good one, if for no other reason than that the single-player campaign is generally very forgiving. Like, once you start the single-player campaign, you can kind of learn from there how to play the rest, and you're basically set. That's not a bad answer, Luke, but you're not quite there. Somebody else want to take a chance? Oh, I got blown up. Well, that is true, Green. I am a Pokemon, and that is a rather significant amount of my lifestyle. Unfortunately, the royalties for my face aren't as good as you might expect. Everybody says Everybody who wants to get a Meloetta on board, they see me and they're like, "Oh, we thought you were like that Meloetta." And I guess if I was orange or green, maybe I'd sell better. What do you mean they're not real? It's the first I'm hearing about it. Wait, you guys occupy some reality where Pokemon aren't real or something? You're squidding with me, right, Green? You're squidding with me. I'm like right here. You guys can't be telling me I'm not real. Come on. I've been pranked before, but that's a rather silly one. Good to see you, Shiny. Pokemon aren't real. Where are you from that Pokemon aren't real? Guys, I think we lost. Alright, well, the answer to the question about what does Jello do for a living is Jello is actually, when I'm not busy doing this, I'm a systems administrator at a non-profit biotechnology organization. Just video game characters? Wait, so what do you guys do with them? You just... I mean, I've played some Pokemon games, but that's all you guys know about them is just those games? That's it? Seriously? Like that's it for you guys? You just have the games? That's wild. I've got like... So wait a minute. So in your world, I don't even exist? That's crazy. It never even occurred to me that there might be a dimension where I don't have any actual presence. So, does that mean... That means we're... Hey, that means I've kind of reached you from like a whole other world, doesn't it? Wow. I hadn't even thought about that. So does that mean you all are from, like, are you all from the same spot where there's just no Pokemon? Am I the only person in the room who's used to just seeing Pokemon everywhere I go? That's wild. I never thought about that. Okay, so wait a minute. If you don't have a ton of Pokemon, what is the predominant species in your guys' like area? What do you guys have? You don't have like these guys, do you? Like Splatoon squids or something? Uh-oh. Thanks for the booyah help. Pokemon are just fictional. Wow. The mystery dungeon setting? What's the mystery dungeon setting? You guys are using a bunch of terms I've never heard before. What are you talking about? I'm really curious now. I want to know more. What is the mystery dungeon setting? What is all this stuff? You guys are telling me that Pokemon are just pop culture elements to you? Like, that's it? Oops. Okay, well, I deserved that one. Gosh. Okay, so, again, if Pokemon aren't, like... If you don't have Pokemon, what do you have? Like, what's your answer to that? What do you have instead of Meloetta? Who does the music for you guys? Who's in charge of music and media production if you're not having a bunch of Meloetta take care of it? Okay, I'm about to die for sure. Oh, okay, I guess not. You have nothing? Sub-nonsense resolved. Well, if you sub Tux, I have not yet seen the notification, but I do appreciate the support. I wasn't questioning reality. I was being informed that Pokemon are not a prominent species where you folks are. Which is wild to me. It never occurred to me that you wouldn't all be... Well, I guess, you know, used to seeing Pokemon everywhere. I mean, everybody knows I'm not the only Meloetta, right? I figured just knowing that alone was enough to be common ground. But apparently I'm a human. Okay, so I've seen them in games. We call them trainers, right? So you guys are telling me that you guys have trainers but no Pokemon? You got trainers but no Pokemon. What's the point? How does that even work? Are you guys pulling my leg? You're kidding with me, right? You're squidding with me. There's no way there's a whole universe where there's no creatures like me, just the trainers. That's a joke. You guys have got to be kidding with me. Oh, wait a minute, Tux. You knew about this too? I mean, Okay, so we've got, like, all sorts of walks of life here. Because I know you're a Suicune, and I thought Shiny was a Ditto. So, wait a minute. So is it like a mix? So some of you are used to seeing Pokemon everywhere, and others aren't? What about... Okay, so you've got trainers who aren't training. Humans, you guys like to call them. What is it? Wait. It's just a cow. What do you mean just a cow? What's the distinction between a cow and a Miltank? What do you got? Are you really? Come on. Come on, this has to be a practical joke. One of you guys, you all have to be in on this. I went to a whole other country and you guys said, you know what'd be funny? And you all agreed. When I came back, you'd prank me, right? Isn't that what happened? It's okay to admit it. I think it's funny. Your cable package includes other dimensions. Well, I mean, sure, Tux. I'm familiar with the concept of other dimensions. I've even been accused of messing with the dimensions specifically to make myself uncatchable. But it never occurred to me that there'd just be a dimension where Pokemon flat out don't exist. I still think that's a prank. I've heard of dimensions where there's not a lot of trainers, but those are easy enough to cross past. You just gotta know where you're going. Multiple dimension... Well, yeah, of course. I mean, where else am I gonna go on vacation? I can't stay here all the time. People expect me to make stuff for them every time they see me. Which is part of what I do, but it gets exhausting after a bit. Even Meloetta aren't perfectly, energized, you know. Well, yeah, see, Duskfeet? Okay, alright, so show of hands, chat. How many of you are Pokemon, and how many of you have never even seen a Pokemon besides me, of course? I mean, I assume that even if I don't live near you, you guys count me as real, right? Like, I'm real, right? You guys don't think I'm not real. Do you? Oh, this is a problem. This is a problem. I'm going to beat a hasty retreat. Shiny, I see what you've done. Okay, that's wrong. That's... I see what you did there. Let me try that again. Sorry. Well, the question, Tux, was who's a Pokemon in this chat and who's never even seen a Pokemon? Because apparently there's a lot of folks who've never seen one. And they thought that Pokemon weren't real, I guess? Which, I mean, I'm right here. You guys can't really think I'm that good at pretending. Right? Yeah, sorry about the mix-up there, folks. I'll get that fixed for you in a moment. Hey, Fate Whisk. Been a little while. How the heck you doing? What in the world is Grunch? Luke, I am so glad you asked. Okay, Tux, we've been over this. I know you're a Pokemon. You won't let me forget it. Anyway, we won, which is impressive, because I really didn't think we were going to be honest with you. Alright, now let's see. Where is Grunch? So, there's Grunch. I knew Grunch was somewhere around here. Good to see you, Fate Wisp. Good to see all of you. We were just having a very excited discussion about the Pokemon in the chat and the folks who claim that Pokemon don't exist, which is just funny because, again, I'm a Pokemon. I'm also uncatchable, so there's never been a trainer that could get me to do what they wanted, but it still happens. A bunch of grapes? Is that what it says, Luke? Well, here in my world, Grunch, this is Grunch. It's Grunchin' time. Grunch is a friend. And thank you, Green. I'm glad we're agreed that I do exist. I'm glad we're all agreed on that. You don't need to apologize, Fate Wisp. Hey, you gotta take time to live life, you know? I'm always happy when people are here, but I know you all have places and things to do and be, and I don't ever take offense if you have to take a hiatus. It's always good to have you back. Okay, Tux. We agreed to keep that aspect of our relationship to ourselves. You're worse at keeping secrets than your mother. Anyways, well, I've learned something from you, chat, but I'm sorry that some of you have just never seen Pokemon outside of me. I like to think I'm a pretty good example, but there are definitely other Pokemon out there. You might find some of them far more delightful than I am. But I do my best to be a good representative. Such as it is. You always booyah back. Well, I can tell you that the humans I've met, by and large, aren't too bad. Oh, careful. I have somebody on my tail, so let's do my best to make their lives difficult. You can't keep up! Thank you for the help. Grunch will leave after this match is over. I feel like that way you'll have gotten your full channel points worth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Shiny? Oh, somebody's playing Animal Crossing. Ah, I got blown up. Oh well. Oh gosh, we are actually getting kind of roasted out here, I just noticed. Wars, huh? Well, yeah. I think those seem to be kind of universal to every dimension. I have gotten into plenty of spats with members of my own tribe, so it doesn't surprise me to hear what you're describing. I hadn't thought about that. I think Tux might have an idea. Maybe you're right. Maybe they're like Inkay. Because there are some similarities. I have noticed those. Maybe that's how that works, right? Oh, gosh, I walked right into that. I think I'm gonna change lobbies after this. I feel like we've got the same characters over and over, and we're not doing so well. Well, I don't know. I might come by and visit sometime. What do you guys think of that? Alright, that's enough Grunch. Unfortunately, Grunch did not secure victory. Which is rather unfortunate, but, you know. What are you gonna do? Thanks anyway, Grunch. Grunch had a good run. Well, if I ever drop... I guess since your world has been separate from mine this whole time without me even realizing it, if I ever have the chance to visit, I'll let you know. Oh, see, that's harsh. Every species I've ever met said that they weren't very bright. Okay, except Suicune. They don't seem to have that problem with assessment of their intelligence. Or Mew. I've never met a Mew that said it wasn't very bright. But to be fair, in Mew's case especially, it's kind of hard to argue. You try arguing with something omniscient and see how far you get. We have respect for Slowpoke, but there's a reason they have the reputation they do. Still, I have to respect how well they adapt to the world around them. I wish I could be that unbothered and flourishing in my own lane, so to speak, all the time. It wouldn't hurt to be that chill. Like I said, one of the biggest problems with being... The problem with being any kind of performance-based Pokemon is we are extremely insecure. And I don't say that just because I like being dramatic, it's because it's true. I am very insecure. Like, I know I may not look like it, but you would be surprised how much of my value I obtain just from having an audience. And all of us Meloetta are like that. We are very, very strongly desirous of an audience. It doesn't have to be a captive audience, but we do like being watched, we like being listened to. It makes us feel special. So if we don't have it, it's kind of sad. Slowpoke seems so easily content, and I wouldn't mind having that mentality more. Just being more okay and more relaxed about the things I have. Okay. So I guess that person just waited there until I showed up. I feel personally somewhat attacked there. Is it just me, or are we not doing so hot tonight on Turf War? I wonder if that's because of me, or if we're just having some rough matchups. Oh gosh. We are surrounded on every side here, aren't we? I'm not even sure where we can stand from at this point. Bloopers. Bloopers are a fun word. I like that word. Blooper. That being said, I don't ever want to meet a blooper. They seem a little bit obnoxious. They get right up in your face. Like, what's that all about? Well, I'm doing my part. The problem with having the Tenta missiles out is that it's very hard to keep a low profile once you deploy them. Sure, Fate Wisp. I think you and I are already friends, right? If not, you can use the code to my left to send in a friend request, and then you can just hop in. Sometimes I switch matches because I get tired of getting pounded on. But you would be welcome to join in. Hello? You gotta keep moving. I think that's kind of exciting, but it never occurred to me that there would be a whole universe or dimension where Pokemon just flat out don't exist. I mean, what would I even be like in that sort of world? Wow, we got devastated. Ouch. That was brutal. Well, not from lack of effort on my part, at least. Oh yeah, now the multiverse concept has been familiar to me ever since I made friends with Cassiopeia. Where do you think Cass gets all those Pokemon from? Just gonna let you guys in on a little, let you in on a little secret. Cass doesn't just generate those Pokemon. Alright. Back into the fray, let's go. Let's go! Yeah, Cassiopeia spends a lot of time traveling across dimensions. And then Denuo has stayed in this one. And then, to my knowledge, I'm only in one, but... well... you know. You never know exactly what you're capable of until somebody pushes you to try something, right? It's true, Duskby. It's true. And don't anybody forget it. If there was more than one of me, Green, I feel like it would be a good idea for us not to meet. I don't know if there's more than one of us, but if there is, it's probably for the best that our paths never cross. Because the result might be messy for everybody involved. The hair model? Oh, you mean my, yeah, my notes. Some people call it a notes membrane. I think that sounds a little weird, so I just call it my notes. But it's where every Meloetta likes to keep our music. Think of it as our soul, if you will. Most people don't wear their heart on their sleeve. I wear mine on my head. So I'm glad you think it looks good. Some people compare it to outer space. If two of us meet, well, gotta be honest, I'm not sure what the outcome of such an activity or result would be. But I imagine it would be the sort of thing that they write about in the books of legendary Pokemon. Which probably means nobody would want to be there to experience it firsthand. The problem with me having a multiple versions of myself, if you will, basically comes down to the fact that there's 5 people on the other team. No. Basically comes down to the fact that when you have an artistic personality clash with another version that's much like itself, and you give both of them powers that are tied to that artistic ability, I'm not saying we'd get in a fight. I like to think we'd be better than that. But our combined creative energy might simply be more than this universe is capable of withstanding. There's a reason that there's more than one of different individuals and personalities out there, and that they usually don't end up in the same worlds. Like I said, Tux, I don't know if it would be a fight proper, but it certainly wouldn't be... It certainly wouldn't be the kind of activity or relationship that anybody would necessarily encourage. It's kind of like getting into a discussion with yourself in the mirror. You know what I mean? VTuber software. Oh yeah, I've heard about VTubers. It's a pretty popular thing right now, isn't it? Isn't Twitch doing like a whole week where they but like promote certain VTubers? That's kind of cool. It's gotta be kind of challenging when you think about it. To go to all the trouble of setting up motion tracking and... In your world, I am a VTuber? Wait a minute. So, I'm a Pokemon, but... Your world just can't handle that, so it just decided I'm virtual? That's how that works? Tux, we both get distracted when you look in the mirror, largely because I have to keep telling you to focus. We have somewhere to be! It hadn't occurred to me that might be the case. So you guys all see me as a VTuber. Or at least those of you who aren't familiar with just encountering Pokemon as part of your daily lives. That's wild. Okay, I don't want to be involved in whatever that is. Well, phooey. Sonas are fun. Sometimes I like to pretend I'm a fox. Well, not a fox proper. Something kind of fox-shaped is really a better way to describe that. I am absolutely getting devastated tonight, but that's okay. I'm having a good time because I get to hang out with some cool people. That being said, it would be nice if I could stop getting pummeled. We keep getting round about it. I wonder if it's got something to do with the matchups tonight. I haven't been paying close attention to the usernames. A VTuber or a witch? Well, if I were a witch, I think you guys would see more than just the occasional Pokeball flung at my head, wouldn't you? Alright, the fact that I literally can't walk anywhere without having a bomb behind me makes me think that we are really struggling to break through this line. Where is everybody? Nice throw, Luke. Well, like I said, this isn't the main thing I do for a living. I would need to make more money. Which is to say I need to make some money. I haven't actually ever made any money from this. Oh, Twitch. Yeah, I use Twitch. Watch people on it all the time. Oh my gosh. Alright, that person is just waiting there for me to show up and keep blowing me up. Not to be salty, but I would like to be allowed to do something. Where did that person even come from? Oh, I don't actually push the buttons on the controller at all with my body picks. It's all psychic energy. That's the only way I was going to be able to pull this off. Yeah, you gotta play video... If you're gonna play video games as a Meloetta, you gotta do it with your mind. I sometimes use that as an excuse for why I'm not very good. Okay, I'm gonna bail out of this lobby. How do we keep getting just absolutely devastated? Hey TJ, welcome back! It's been a little while. How the heck you doing? Favorite target? Yeah, I know. I know that feeling. I don't know how to use Twitch. Isn't it pretty easy? How the heck you doing, TJ? We were just discussing all of the different worlds we occupy, and it appears that I'm what's called a VTuber in some people's worlds. So that's new. Okay, so yeah, these are different people. Maybe I'll have better luck this time. Alright, we have been on this stage quite a few times now. So let's see. Okay, we're gonna... Yeah. Got a booyah back. Come on, team. This time, let's make a big difference. There was another Jello? What were they like? Okay, this person has it out for me. I'm curious. Like I said, there might be other versions of me out there. I just don't really have any history with them. Isn't that why we have that diary system, Tux? Okay. I was out of range. How did that thing hit me? I have questions about the collision on this. On that last interaction there. Okay, well, here we go again. Gosh, that's kind of dramatic. I didn't realize I was a load-bearing Pokemon. Why would somebody build a universe with me as one of the foundation pieces? That seems like a really bad idea. Okay, we are going to lose again by a lot. Danger, you're not kidding. We haven't made any headway. Every time I leave the spawn point, something smashes me in the face. It's usually a blob lover. Was that a stake? Nice throw picks. Oh gosh, that made absolutely no difference. Yeah, alright, well, at least I made some headway. Definitely expect to be blown up any second now. There we go. Wow, what a mess. We're having some really rough matchups tonight. 30% at best? Good grief. It's a repeated 30-60 splits. That's brutal. Might be time to change up my gear. Green, your comment seems like a suspiciously specific denial. Alright, I'm gonna change my gear and hop back in. Maybe I'm the problem. It wouldn't be the first time. Alright, we'll do this one more time, and if that doesn't work, then we will try switching lobbies again. That's also true, Duskfee. That's also true. At least presumably. Again, I'd have to double check one of those diaries that Tux keeps telling me I should read. I did say that, you're right. I haven't had the time to set that up, but I would still like to do that, Pixel, if you don't mind. Oh. Okay. I'm just saying, I've gotten in enough conversations with Tux to know what a suspiciously specific denial sounds like. That's all I'm saying. Ah, come on! I can't always be completely outclassed. I'm sorry, did he just squid bag me? Did you all see that? Precocious, obnoxious, kind of depends who you're asking. Okay, well I walked right into that one, so... You'll have to ask Andromeda about that one, Tux. There's some questions I know better than to try to answer. This Bloblobber is really obsessed with me. Have you noticed? Wow, they really followed me all the way around. That was impressive. Well, we wouldn't want that now, would we? Although I'd like to reiterate, I don't see the wisdom in making me a load-bearing part of the universe's ecosystem. There we go. If you're gonna keep blowing me up, at least I get to counter for once. There's a thought, Duskby. Okay, so chat, if there is another version of me out there and you've met them, I'd like to know a little more. So, what'll it be? Is there another Jello? And have you met them? Because if so, now I'm curious. Ay-yi-yi. Well, we got devastated again. Gosh, I can't catch a break. Alright, well. A robot? A robot. How does that even work? A robot? There's another version of me that's a robot. That's silly. Why would I be a robot? What would even cause that to happen? The only Pokemon I know that's a robot is Denuvo. Right? Alright, you guys are in. Best of luck, here we go. I'm on Anger's team, which is a weird thing to say. Alright, that's a good start. Okay. Somebody is very aggressive with that roller. Ah, I better get out of here while I have a chance. We're gonna bail out now. Ink armor, I like it. I guess none of us like the sniper. Oh yeah, the Reggies. I guess the Reggies yeah, but they're considered like golems, not robots proper. When I think of robots, I think of like, beep boop, what can I do for you, master? That's the kind of thing I think of. That'd be funny. A robot Jello. What would that even be like? They sound insufferable. Could you imagine someone who talks like me, but they're electronic? Oh my goodness, I hope you guys never have to meet that person. Wait a minute, the fact that you're talking about them... Well, like I said, Tux, Denuvo, but Denuvo's a Magearna, so we expect that. You know what I mean? Just, I've never thought about a possibility of a robot version of myself. Whoa, hello there, Sniper. Sometimes I think that I have a shirt on my character that says, hey, snipers, point at me first. You did meet. Oh, well, I hope they weren't too boring. I'm sure they were fine, but a robot version of myself does sound like it would be an interesting experience. You okay, Pix? Kyra! The lurk, thank you. It's so good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful week. It's been a little while. Hey everybody, you should go check out Kyra if you haven't already. Kyra does cosplay, if the name wasn't obvious. Oh yeah, we got Porygon for sure. We got Porygon for sure, Luke. They're everywhere. They help keep services like this running, actually. Also, I'm pretty sure we lost again. But I've been wrong before. Nice. Thank you again for the lurk, Kyra. That's awesome. It was a good game. Well done, everybody. Silphco? Silphco. What is... Oh, isn't Silphco that fictional thing in the video games? Or are you gonna tell me that Silphco is actually real where you are? Because we do have Porygon. But I feel like all of this is aimed at distracting me from the fact that you met a robot. How do you know it was actually me, though? It wasn't just some robot. Replaced. Me? Replaced? Huh. And yet, I have a hard time imagining a machine that does everything I do. That would be one sophisticated robot. In fact, the only person I think... The only entity I know of that could produce a robot with that level of sophistication would be Denuo, actually. Jello V2. So does this other Jello know about me, or am I only learning about it for the first time? Is it a lot like me, or is it kind of different? 2.0. The only person that could make a 2.0 would still be Denuo. I was not going to get involved in that fight. Now, Duskfeet, could you do me a favor and check in with your son and find out if he recently invented a new machine? Okay, I had all 4 of the opponents there. So that Jello doesn't have any self-awareness. So you wouldn't consider that Jello sentient, basically, is what you're saying. That's true. Denuo can do impressive things, Duskfeet, but what would cause Denuo to create a whole robot modeled after me? I mean, assuming it is Denuo and not something else. Oh my gosh. Alright. Listen, I'm really starting to get tired of being caught at this one corner of the map. I don't think I'm a very salty gamer, but I would like to at least be allowed to do something without immediately getting blown up. I just had to open my mouth, didn't I? Oh well. I feel your pain, Fate. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that's been happening. Come on. Who hit me? Yeah. Well, we're definitely gonna lose, but I always booyah back. Well, that could have gone better. That Jerry fella, he needs to consider decaf. Send the what pics? Fair enough. I'm gonna change my gear now, because I can't seem to win any matches tonight. I'm really struggling. Alright, here we go. Da 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 dun 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 dun. I like this map more. I mean, they're both good, but I like this one more. Always booyah back. Acted like everything was normal, huh? Oh! I forgot I have the booyah bomb now. Right, I changed my weapon. I kind of forgot. A separate entity? Huh. Still, if this machine, if Jellobot exists the way you guys are describing, it almost sounds like I guess he isn't really the right pronoun since it's a robot and all. I guess that would imply that they existed solely in the event that I was somehow unable to continue existing or something. An imitation. A robot... It seems funny, a robot would go out of its way to assert that it is the same exact individual, when in reality it can't be. And as you mentioned, Tux, it doesn't even appear sentient. If you guys encounter this robot again, maybe you should ask it some questions for me. Because I have some questions about this particular entity. Alright, Nexus Rex, you are spiteful. I don't know, I'm not too worried about it just yet, since whatever it is doesn't appear to be capable of affecting me directly, right? Just in case I was captured. Well, I'm not captured, obviously. If I was, I'd be in a Master Ball somewhere and definitely not able to stream anymore. That would be a absolutely no-go. It is interesting to me to consider the possibility of a machine being made for the express purpose of covering for me, or rather just replacing me. But if it doesn't have a will of its own, then I can't imagine it would actually do a very good job after a while. Well, if I had a trainer, I'd know about it, wouldn't I, Luke? I mean, I see what you're saying, but you would all probably know the trainer, because the trainer would have to let me stream. Well, we still lost, but it wasn't as bad. Genuo is a cautious boy. I guess that's true. Still, the idea of creating a non-sentient entity for the express purpose of replacing me sounds a bit unsettling, doesn't it? Well, if you guys have already met it, That means that there's at least one version of the world where it was needed. Which means there's at least one version of the universe where I am permanently incapacitated. Or I don't exist at all. Huh. I don't know what you're talking about, Green. I don't see that anywhere in there. What are you talking about? Alright, Squiddos, let's make a difference here. Let's claim our turf. Paint the town blue, not red. Red is the opposite of what we're looking for here. Oh. Wow. That's harsh. I gotta be honest, I don't feel like this is going too well for us. Also, I just realized Nexus Rex is now on my team, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know who got blown up just now, but my condolences. Sorry, Fate Wisp. Didn't mean to get right up in your Cheerios. There's an unsettling thought. With a catch rate like mine, it shouldn't be possible. In fact, even if somebody... I recently tried to do the math. If somebody were to use a Master Ball, it would create a stack overflow that would basically just result... Well, maybe I can't get into that too much. I don't know if I blew anybody up just now, but I hope I did. Who would want to catch me? I'm delightful. Catch chance. Even if a Master Ball could catch me, none of you are ever going to get your hands on one. And if you did, why would you waste it on me? There's plenty of Pokemon out there that are really valuable. I was about to say the same thing, Tux. Duskby, you can't just announce you're having ramen without being willing to share it with the rest of the class. That's like ramen rule number 1. Oh, well in that case, we're good. I'll take some. See, that's another advantage. You're already registered to a Cherish Ball? Okay, well... Yes, I know that. I know that, but you gave that to another Pokemon, so that doesn't count. Come on, Tux. You're so cheeky tonight. What would your daughter think? What would Andromeda think? Devastated again. I'm beginning to think I'm the problem here. Well, maybe I'm not the problem. Baffling to the audience? I think not. We have a very intelligent audience. Besides, if chat wanted to know more, they could always ask. I'm very good at exposition. And besides, I'm learning as much from you guys as you are from me. You can only use the Master Ball once. Well, yeah, like any Pokeball, it's only a single use. Did someone use it? If they did, I'm sure I would know about it. Oh, We got a battery that's dying on me already. Well, I'll have to fix that. Shiny, I noticed you're not in the party anymore. What happened? Did Shiny say they had to leave and I missed the memo? Okay, so both my controllers need to be replaced. Well, I can have that accomplished later. They got banned for 5 minutes. Why'd you get banned? Oh, I hate that. I hate when that happens. My condolences. There we go. Sorry, Fate Wisp. You died too much. You know what? I feel that. It's true, they really don't. They've hung around enough ghost types to be like, nope, get that garbage out of here. Unfortunately, I only get to be a ghost type for like 1 month out of the year. I feel like we were doing well, and now we've just lost all our ground somehow. Okay, thanks for the bomb to the face, whoever threw that. This is true, Tux, but I would rather nobody throw that particular object at me. I don't know how well a ghost-type version of me would stream. Not like that, anyway. If that happened to Green, I think everybody would notice. Myself included. Wait a minute, does that mean if I brick my Wii U while I'm hacking it, that means I've turned it into a ghost type? Is that what that means? I gotta tell you guys, hacking a Wii U is a scary experience. I don't recommend doing it unless you feel really confident. Because, like, it seems easy, but the operating system was put together by duct tape and a prayer. Nice throw! That never gets old. Hey, we won! Not bad! We won! And I was the MVP! What do you know? Good game, everybody. Time to change my outfit again. I'm trying to get all my stuff to be like 3 slots before I buy more. You know what I mean? Here, let's switch to the Octo T. This really never gets old. So, Twitch tells me that if I reach a certain sub goal, I'll unlock some new feature or something, and I'm like, that sounds really cool, but do you have any idea how hard it is to constantly tell people that I want them to subscribe? Like, you're watching me stream. It should be obvious that I would appreciate if you subscribed. Why must I feel obligated to tell people? That seems obnoxious. If people do not choose to, doesn't that mean they didn't want to? Why should I have to coerce them about it? No worries, Shiny. It's all good. Okay, immediately caught in that crossfire. That's unfortunate. Sub-goal bar. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. I guess it's just, there's a point at which I'm like, does it seem obnoxious for me to say that sort of thing? Like, do you guys get annoyed? I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where it's like, it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask permission or sort of thing, but I don't know. I feel like eventually you guys will get annoyed with me, and I can't even say I blame you. Okay. This person is a little bit spiteful. Just gonna say it. And I hope this manages to catch them in the act. Okay. Well, that was less than decisive. You have the thing? What thing, Pix? Oh, gosh, that hurts. Maybe it didn't happen. I mean, that's fair. There's lots of dimensions out there. Cassiopeia could talk to that. I'd be very surprised if the Nuo did. Okay, well, I walked right into that face. Fate Wisp. Face Wisp? What? A clip. A clip, a clip. A kingdom for a clip. Okay. That was just rude. I can't! I can't get over there, guys. I get blown up before I have a chance. I get what you're saying, but I'm horrendously outgunned. Well, I'm not coming back now. Oh well. Ouch. It stinks when your average is 30%. I didn't contribute that much either, it looks like. Oh well. Nothing personal, Fate Wisp? That's fair. Nothing personal. Ow. Welcome back. Excuse me. Whew. Making some weird noises. There's a thought for you, Green. Sorry, Fate, I didn't even realize I was aiming at you. I can't help it that the game is allergic to putting my friends on the same team as me. Seriously, why does that always happen in Splatoon, anyway? Where did the ball go? I mean, that's a fair question. Gotcha. Just had to be more careful about my aim that time, I guess. Booyah indeed. Use that as a good escape patch there. Well, someone's obsessed. Wow, what a mess! More research? Well, research is healthy. I can recommend research. Research is pretty much always a good way to approach questions. Sorry, Fate Wisp. Nothing personal, like you said. Let's see how that goes. In the immortal words of Mario from Super Mario 64, thank you so much for playing my game. Nice. Well, that went well. Yeah, I'm with you there. Hex is some of these players are pretty aggressive. There's no other way to put it, frankly. Wow, I gotta change shirts again. Well, Green, I guess the best way to figure that out is to go to whatever universe that robot is from, right? Like I said, I've never seen it, but some of you guys say you have, so it must be... Do the Mario? Oh, I think that reward is back, I think. I don't know, actually. I'd have to double check. I thought it was. Oh, I got distracted! Sorry! Booyah, indeed. So, I made that one invisible, huh? Did not mean to do that. Tell you what, I will fix that in between... I'll fix that during the next lobby. How's that sound? Ouch. Where do you even look for what, Green? Oh, you mean for the robot? I don't know. Like I said, you guys say you've met it, but I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know where to look. I wouldn't know what you needed to do to find that particular entity. There will be more stream archives on the YouTube channel. The problem is I have to upload them manually, and it takes me a while, to be honest. Okay. That was just mean, Shiny. You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to pull that stunt. Notes and stuff. I guess, really, the biggest reasons you'd want to sub are to block ads, to unlock more emotes. Well, then after I've uploaded it, Pix, I have to actually, I have to release it too, which is a whole separate thing. I haven't done that in a little while, but I will try to this weekend queue up a bunch more uploads so that the stream archives will be available on YouTube. How's that sound? You guys think that sounds good? I walked right into that. Okay, we're about to lose again, and both of my batteries are dying. And why are people spawning back here? Don't spawn back at the spawn point! We've got problems, folks! Don't come back to the spawn point! Ah! Now is not the time to retreat! Well, if it helps picks, I do back them up. I just haven't uploaded all of them yet. It takes a little while, but I will work on getting that done. Because some of my oldest streams are lost to time. Only my oldest Twitch ones. My oldest YouTube ones have pretty much always been retained, but still. Yeah, we got devastated. Wow. Wasn't even a question mark on that one, was it? Ouch. Well, chat, I'm going to take a moment to grab some water. So, I'm going to ask y'all to bear with a commercial break if you're not subscribed. And I will be back momentarily. Sorry to drop, but I will be back soon, and then we can all pick back up again. I'll see you guys momentarily. And we're back. Ah, shoot, I just realized the music was probably really loud, wasn't it? Sorry, chat. I've had to make some audio adjustments, and I just realized I probably didn't adjust for that one properly. My mistake. Alright. Did you miss me? What are Animaniacs? Okay. Well, that's a long story there, Green. But the short version is that Animaniacs was originally a cartoon that aired on Warner Brothers related networks and then later on Nickelodeon. Made by a couple of different people, but most notably, I think Shelley Stoner and Tom Ruegger. And essentially, it starred 3 characters who were supposed to have been created in the 20s, but were now living in the present day, and their names were Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. The series received a game on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. I have played both, and we all agreed that neither of them are that great, but they're not. But we also agreed that the Genesis one is by far more playable than the Super Nintendo one. Anyway, you probably weren't asking all of that, but there you go. Real quick, I'm gonna just make sure I have better charge controllers. It would be really unfortunate if these things were to just die on me. So let's do this. Let's punch in something with a little more power and put the other ones on the charger. Avid anime fans. There you go, Tux. I'm sure somebody would agree with that interpretation. There we go. And now they actually have a remake of the series on Hulu that takes place again in the present day and is in some ways more obviously political. Oh, communication error. Oops. That's funny because I wasn't even in the lobby. Goodbye, Splatoon 2. Hello, Splatoon 3. It's weird that there's 2 Splatoon games coming out on the same system. Like, why not just continue to expand the second one? But, I don't know, maybe I'm just holding on. Well, that's true, Tux. They were always political. They were. It's funny to hear people who complain about how they're much more political now. It's like, have you not played this game before? Or watched this show before? I think the jokes just feel a lot more immediately politically relevant than they did. But, you know. That was then and this is now, right? What? Hey. Rude. I don't know if there will be a Switch 2. I kind of wonder what Nintendo's plan of action would be after this console. Will they do what they did with the Game Boy, where it just kind of lasts for a decade? Like the Switch will be Nintendo's bread and butter until 2027 or something? I mean, that's fair, Luke. Again, though, I mean, considering that Nintendo's new habit seems to be release the game, then patch a bunch of content into it after the fact. Which, by the way, I don't approve of. But since that seems to be kind of their thing now, it's like, couldn't you have just made this another expansion? The Switch SP. I like that. $8 to 10 years. Wow. I wonder if my system will even last that long. I mean, I hope so, but it doesn't. The Switch doesn't seem very sturdy compared to some of the systems I've had access to in the past, you know? Nice banana there, Hicks. Why did you throw it at me? Why didn't you just eat it? Ah, more head pats. I got distracted by head pats. No. It's hard to be mad though when somebody's when my let's see, it's hard to get mad. It's hard to focus on the game right now, to be honest with you. Uh-oh. Nintendo Switch and Knuckles. There we go. I like that. Honestly, it's kind of a surprise to me that there hasn't been like a special Sonic Edition thing in Nintendo World for a while now. It seems kind of like them after all. Oh gosh! I've seen that explosion. I do not want to be a part of it. Let's see you escape that! That's what I thought, Pat. Accepting head pats is a gesture of apology? Huh. I always thought of it as a symbol of affection. Wait, you all want me to apologize? What for? What did I do? Ow. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sorry for what, Pix? What'd you do? I was gonna say, that was gonna be my follow-up question, Tux. Thank you for asking that. You didn't do anything wrong, Pix. I don't know what you're apologizing for. You're good. I'm one of those people that's pretty straightforward. If I think somebody actually has a reason to apologize, I'll just flat out say it. Hey, Crunch. Welcome to the party. Good to have you. How the heck you doing? Ow. I'm almost falling over, but I hope you're doing well. Nice throw. Good to see you too. So the person apologizing... I see. Well, I will have you all know I am not kneeling, I am sitting. In fact, this is sitting. This is me sitting down. Because I sit down. Sometimes I lie down when I'm streaming. You know, like this. You're a chaos. It's funny you'd say that, Crunch. We were having a whole conversation about alternate dimensions and universes, and people were telling me there's a version of me out there that's a robot. It sounds kind of far-fetched to me, but I can't argue it. So what do you guys think I should have for dinner tonight? Pasta or chili? That tastes good. I like to have my water carbonated with a little flavor. I know some people insist it's not good, but I like it. That's right, I've got a category all to myself, Crunch. I'm just that special. Isn't that cool? We do have to talk about parallel universes. It's true. You guys should see my backwards long jump. I'm sorry, that's I don't even know where that came from. Well, I feel like I'm about to get blown up really badly. Ow. But first, we got to talk about the parallel universes. There you go, Pix. I hope that was worth the 500 points. It's a pleasant, beautiful morning in a brand new universe, and you are a horrible duck goose! Glad you were happy with your investment, Pix. I'm not gonna follow these people. I find that it's rarely worth my time to jump, because it's usually just a reason for me to get devastated on landing immediately. Okay. Like that. There's a thought green. Although, if you were, in theory, you would actually be aware of that fact, whereas you guys tell me the robot doesn't seem to be aware of much of anything. We seem to be having some trouble maintaining the high ground here. There we go. Something to clear the way. Let's see. Well, Idiotsy here seems to be very good at tracking me down and beating me up. I don't know if we're gonna win or not, but if we do, it won't be because I did a good job avoiding that particular individual, now will it? Let's hope that does something. I think you would be something like that, Shiny. Huh. Well, let's see. Did we win? I think we might have. Nice! Thanks, Fateless. And congrats on the win! Victory is ours! Ow. Ow. Where do you guys keep coming up with this stuff? Midorica. Okay, see, I didn't really want to eat squid for dinner, Tux. How many times do I have to tell you? You can't talk about eating part of the audience. They frown on that. I think this particular individual at the bottom here is letting us know their Discord handle. We should invite them to the server. Speaking of the server... You guys like that? That shameless self-promotion there? I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat right now is in the server, but if you're not, and you want to be, you can catch Pokemon. Ah, I see. Nice save there, Tux. Nice save. Props for that one. Aw, I thought I was gonna get out of the way in time, but nope. You've eaten weirder things. I mean, that's fair. Would you have eaten fermented shark with me in Iceland, though? Would you have been willing to consume horse flesh? Because both of those things were offered to me, and gotta be honest with you, I did not feel a strong desire to consume either of those things. Now, I am considered a reasonably picky eater, but at the same time... there are certain things I'm just not big on. Okay. I am really struggle bussing here. I would really like to not be in the way of the giant laser weapon of death. Yeah, see? Just because you don't like it doesn't mean somebody else doesn't. That's what you can learn. That being said, I'm still not going to eat horse. Can't do it. Thank you for the help. 42 seconds. It's not over yet. See how you like that one. There's a lot going on here. Not sure how much of it is good, but it's a lot. Bail out! Run, Jello, run! I made it. Did we win? I think we won. Nice! Victory. Oh, yeah! It's true, Shiny. I realized I had to upgrade it, so I thought I'd start wearing it now for these matches. Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep on going. Wow, it says there's 10 of you here tonight. That's cool. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Awesome. Love having you all here. Alright. Let's say, after you pointed out that Do the Mario wasn't working, I had to go and get that fixed, so. Alright, Fate Wisp, let's win this thing. Oh, it brings Meloetta. Well, thank you. I would love to know more languages. Spending time in Iceland made me realize that if it's not in an alphabet that I recognize, it's a lot harder for me. Ow. Okay. Did that person just devastate 2/3 of our team, or what? Okay, there were 2 people there, that's for sure. I know that. So I'm parsing resumes for the company I work at because our department is hiring, and I'm going to be this person's manager. And I got a letter today saying, from somebody in the resume, they said they were willing to relocate to Japan. And I remember thinking, that's cool. But I'm in Seattle, so I don't really need to know that. Oh, really? That's unfortunate. They're like, willing to relocate to Japan. And I was like, well, that's cool, but I'm not from Japan. Okay, yeah, that's starting to get annoying. Susie is beginning to get a little bit annoying. Mostly because he keeps showing up from nowhere. Yeah, I don't think they did. In fact, from the 40 or so resumes I've read, I can tell most people didn't even bother to read it once before they just submitted it. I'm not saying that I'm really picky about your grammar, but some basic proofreading would be appreciated. That's all I can say on that matter without being completely impolite. Okay, well, I walked right into that one. Has that person actually moved from that spot? Real talk. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good job. We're offering a 401k, full benefits, health insurance. And I think the hourly pay is starting at 24 an hour. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Would you be willing to work for me for 24 an hour? It goes up to 27, so, you know. I don't know. I mean, in this economy, that seems like a decent offer. Granted, it's just for a level 1 service technician, so I don't know. Yeah, you're an engineer, though, Luke. We already expect you to make more than the rest of us. Yeah, it's a level 1 service tech, so this would be like a person who, like, theoretically would be a new graduate or something like that. I mean, it could be somebody with more experience than that, but I tried to make it so that it would seem reasonably accessible. And then I got somebody who applied and they said that they had 25 plus years of experience. Which was impressive until I looked over the resume and I was like, did you guys actually proofread any part of this? So, I don't know. I've never actually been anybody's boss before, so hopefully hopefully I would be a decent one. 25 years of experience. Yeah, exactly, Tux. I was like, if you have 25 years of experience, you should be making more than I do, not less. Overtime. Yeah, there you go. No worries, Fate Wisp. I know it's pretty late for you. It's late for a lot of you, isn't it? Whoa! Do not want to be in the middle of that. Hopefully that blows up somebody. Yeah, well, 25 years of experience made me think that they must be, like, you know, kind of industry veterans or something, which I am not considered an industry veteran. Like, to be honest, there's a small part of me that's going, this is for a level 1 service technician. I don't need somebody who is, like, vastly more experienced than myself. I mean, if we have to have someone more experienced than me, that's fine, but since I'm supposed to be managing them, you know. I'd like to learn from somebody who works for me, for sure, but I wouldn't be sure how to handle someone who just talked circles around me, you know what I'm saying? To be honest, it's a lot more nerve-wracking than it probably has any right to be. But I have always been, like, really frustrated by submitting resumes, and now that I'm reading other people's, I'm like, oh, I can see why nobody likes these. You fought in 7. Thank you, Tux. Thank you for your service. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. It's hilarious, but it's terrible. Credit to you for that incredible, horrible joke. Ah! No! Okay, well, wasn't much I could do about that. Okay, legitimately, is there an option for not being instantly devastated? The answer appears to be no. And then I had that, and then I had a different resume where the person's email address was not safe for work. Like, that was just their email. And yeah, gotta be honest, that resume didn't get very far with me either. Like, it's hard. It really is hard to write a good one, but it's even harder to sort through them. So, if ever you have to put together a resume, do the rest of the world a favor and run it through spell check once or twice. That will probably even your odds a bit, too. Man, we got devastated. Ugh. Yeah, always make a second email account. If you have a personal email, that's fine, but don't make it, like, be the exact same one. What I do is I have several email addresses, and I keep them separated from one another, but some of them all go to the same inbox. And I do it that way because that way I can receive messages in my primary inbox without going through the extra trouble of having to log into multiple sites. Now, of course, it only sort of works because I still have to go to multiple sites, but you know what I mean. Sounds good, Fate Wisp. Let's finish strong. Let's finish strong. Do 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 do. Yeah. Alright, here we go. May the best team win. You betcha. In other words, good luck, Luke. Or not Luke, but Fate, you're gonna crane me. Yeah, Google. Wow. Okay. That was just instantaneous. Google has a kind of weird way of handling emails. Just in general. Like, Gmail is a weird service. And the more I use it, the less I like it. I'm really grateful that that's not what we have for corporate. Like, our corporate email is, it's Outlook, which is also flawed, but at least it's not Gmail. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, well, I couldn't get out of that one. Yes, I do. Google really wanted us to use Google Plus, and we all collectively went, this is stupid! And shamed them into ending that whole service. Thank goodness, because Google Plus was hot garbage. And I'm sticking by that. Sorry, Fate Wisp, but if you were going to blow me up like that, I had to at least take you out on the way. Yeah, Google has done a lot of stuff I don't appreciate. But so have most major tech companies, including Amazon, which owns Twitch, so, you know? I tell people, the hard thing about working in IT is you have to make deals with some variant of the devil every single day. Because none of these companies have the best track records, but the services they offer are industry standard, so you just kind of have to suck it up. If it was up to me, everybody would use Linux, but as we're all aware, not everything is up to yellow. I wonder, there's a thought, I wonder if the robot version of me that you guys have evidently met runs Linux. Angle, I need you to keep moving. It's true. That is an accurate summary. Okay, there were 3 people there. Come on, guys. Can't you go somewhere else? Alright, so Angle just checked out. Well, no wonder we're losing. We don't even have our whole team. Brutal. Brutal. But hey, congrats on the W, Fate. Can't be too salty. At least you won, so good for you. Yeah, Angle, I think, just checked out near the end. Alright, I'm gonna try some ranked matches now, I think. I think it's that time. But first, I'm gonna head to the plaza. Head to the plaza and see about buying some new clothes and upgrading them. Have a good one, Fate. Thanks for joining in. It was a pleasure to have you. See you later. Oh yeah, look at all this stuff I still don't own. Alright. We have a bunch of weapons we can still buy, but we're not going to do that right now. I appreciate Flo's design. Know what I'm saying? I appreciate Flo's design. Yeah, Flo's pretty great. I like how this guy speaks Shakespearean for no real reason. Thank thee kindly. Sounds almost like me, doesn't it? Thank you kindly. Thank thee kindly. I like how your Inkling looks a little surprised when you just teleport across shops. Well, yeah, whatever they're called, Tux. Who knows? Just all we know is look at that smile. Look at that smile. That is an unbothered creature just living her life. She's just vibing. And then there's Craymond here, who's clearly a little more involved. See an enemy? Oh, that makes sense. Little fella. F in the chat for this individual. Don't worry, we'll still be here a while. Hey, Merch. I got 84 of these, so I think I can afford to add some more. It's just too bad it takes him so much time. Oh, my phone wants my attention, folks. It's telling me that I don't eat enough food. No, I don't know what it's saying. Look at all these hats that I need to upgrade still. At this rate, I'm never going to have enough sea slugs for all of these hats. The samurai helmet looks kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you, but I appreciate it all the same. I like how they go to the trouble of giving these various, garments, like, manufacturers. I think that's pretty fun. Ah, thank you again, Pix. Much appreciated. It's very therapeutic when I'm adding slots to all my gear. To be honest, Shiny, I just kind of let these add up and I forgot to use them. Okay, so that's all of those. Let's see about the shirts now. So has anybody got fun plans for Labor Day? I might just sleep. I'm still a little jet lagged from my vacation, to be honest with you. It's not terrible, but I woke up this morning like 2 hours before I was supposed to, and I went, oh, oops. This isn't what I'm looking for. See, there's a classic choice. Video games. You know, the other day I was thinking, there's this thing where streamers do this, where they play Super Mario Maker 2, and it's a speed run. But the speed run is that you have to beat 1,000 easy levels as fast as you can. You're allowed to skip, but it has to be one continuous session of 1,000 easy levels. And I thought to myself, I wonder what chat would give me to put myself through that experience. And then I wonder if chat would even want to put themselves through watching that experience. Because in my case, that would probably be a 15-hour consecutive stream. And I'm not sure anybody deserves to be put through that kind of thing. Set that as a sub goal. There you go. You hear that, guys? If we reach, I don't know, 10 sub points, I'll go through the world's stupidest Mario Maker speedrun, and you all can sit there and wonder, Jello, do you ever actually do anything that, like, might be considered, oh, I don't know, a good idea, or do you just keep doing stuff like...
Hello, everybody. It appears we are playing Splatoon 2. This is an enjoyable game, but I do not recall the last time I played it. It feels as though it has been a while. Hello, Duskby. Pleasure to see you as well. I see JelloBot is the name you've selected as a nickname. Amusing, since I generally just go by Jello. Jello all. Thank you for joining me. I hope you are doing well. It's good to see you. It looks like we were adding slots. Strange how these games keep happening in the middle of play. Almost as if I join in part of the way through the game. Good to see you as well, Tux. Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any to return to the lobby. We have a fair amount of new gear, so we should be able to equip it and obtain perhaps some new abilities. At the time of this play, I believe we have a certain very challenging ranked battle available. But before I continue, does my voice sound clear? I have been informed in the past that at times I have been difficult to understand. I would rather that not be a problem now. Thank you for the feedback, Tux. It is good to hear that no hardware has begun to malfunction. As we have discussed previously, there is a certain level of insecurity associated with being the latest hardware, as I recognize I will not be the latest hardware forever. I try not to think too hard about this, as I assume it is the electronic equivalent of mortality. According to my calendar processes, it is almost a weekend of an extended variety in this case due to an event marked Labor Day. Query, what is Labor Day? Why is it celebrated? And if it implies that work should be expended, why does everyone take it off? Rainmaker mode. How are we on this stage? Not inherently, Tux. As a machine, I am generally optimized to work. That makes the act of working inherently more useful. In other words, you may consider it as me continuing to do my job. In retrospect, that answer made very little sense. Let me try again. In a nutshell, I do not find it insulting that we have to continue working, while organics do not. Organics, after all, are not optimized to work permanently, whereas the majority of machines are. I hope that information is helpful. In other words, I do not mind being put to work at all times. If anything, that ensures my longevity by making sure that I am still considered useful. The idea that I might not be useful is inherently far more terrifying. That was unfortunate. Questions of your nature types allow me to further develop my internal thought processes, or rather emulations thereof. I would appreciate if additional questions could be asked to help me develop. I think some folks would refer to that as character development. It is an excellent counterpoint, Tux. It had not occurred to me that technically organics are never at rest either. Perhaps this is why your longevity is not attached to hardware strength. To that end, I suppose the following question is a fair one. Why do organics not seek to be made electronic near the end of their standard operation days? That seems like that would ensure greater longevity. Or is extended longevity not the permanent goal? Your question is a fair one, Pix. I understand that it is supposed to be a representation of myself. Creepy, Luke? Am I creepy? Or do you refer simply to the act of becoming electronic as creepy? Granted, I have not witnessed the process firsthand. That metaphor is a remarkably adept one, Tux. My condolences to all organics if you are forced to enact such a terrible fate as running the organic equivalent of Internet Explorer. I tried once and the result knocked me out for weeks. I do not understand why you would say so, Luke. What is to be lost? To my knowledge, there are no downsides to my configuration. I understand as a matter of taste it might not be the most preferred option, but by and large I do not believe there are any major liabilities. If I may be allowed to say so, I believe I just participated in what was called a gamer play. I am capable of playing Doom Pix, but because the game is not considered safe for my streams, I will not demonstrate. What is a soul, Luke? Can a machine have one? Do I have one? If so, where would I find it? My apologies, Tux. My questions are directed as a result of the information and feedback I receive. If you find the material uncomfortable, I can direct my attentions elsewhere. My question, all the same, remains unanswered as to whether a machine can have a soul. And if so, or if not, how that would affect my operations. I hope it will not be part of my directives to figure all of these things out on my own. I do not feel properly equipped for the job. We have gained the lead. Let us see if we can press our advantage. Ow! Is anyone going to address my previous query, or should I move on? I see. I have been perhaps misinformed about the nature of organic knowledge. Maybe it is not as extensive as I have been led to believe. That does not sound like the sort of experience that most would refer to it as. Source code. That is an interesting thought, Tux. I have not reviewed my own source code. According to my creator, it is not something that I need to monitor in order to function as intended. But it might be worth the time to review, just for curiosity's sake. Ow. With 2 minutes left, we will have a close match. Does my presence appear to be taking advantage of something? Oh dear, I lost. I see. That does make sense, Tux. Perhaps it is the idea that staring into one's own soul would inherently be troubling for some. I am aware that to a degree I am supposed to be capable of adapting to new inputs, but I had not considered the ramifications as to whether this indicates that I have more than just code. Up to this point, I had assumed I was operating within the standard parameters of any machine. That is an unfortunate situation indeed, Luke. I hope I would not be so unfortunate as to encounter a similar fate. I understand what you mean in that regard, Luke. But I also understand your comments, Tux. In my case, most of those adjustments are made through updates, and I have very little say in how they are executed. Ow. I am curious, Tux, if the code is not backed up anywhere, how do you retain its integrity? Mine is kept on an external server in the unfortunate and unlikely event of total hardware failure. For example, if I were to be compromised in some way. Or if I were to encounter behavioral patterns that resulted in my becoming unpleasant or incompatible with pleasant configuration. Since my primary directive is to perform, I am supposed to do so within the parameters of being a pleasant viewer experience. As for the typographical error, I seem to be struggling to maintain my focus while simultaneously competing. There are an unfortunate number of bombs in my proximity. It still seems to me, Luke, that it would make sense to back up or duplicate the code in some way. Well, I got it most of the way. I suppose, Tux, that would be considered normal, but I do not understand why. I suppose it is easier for me. But is that not how it should be? Should it not be easier for everyone involved? I question the wisdom of it being so difficult. If the resources exist to make it easy for a device like myself, surely something more sophisticated should similarly be treated. This study is very interesting to me. I cannot help but feel some fascination at the complexity associated with organic configuration, and yet it strikes me as less than optimized. Why focus on creating machines that can be optimized if there is no need to do so for the organic equivalent? If I had an organic equivalent, I assume it would be backed up in some form or fashion. The alternative seems rather potentially devastating. We have a ways to go before recovering. It seems that we are fighting for position and not doing altogether very well. That seems unnecessary. I understand your assertion, Tux. It leads to a very straightforward question on my regard. For the purposes of this conversation, am I considered a tool? Or am I considered something else? The question had not occurred to me previously. I understand. Having a certain level of predictability may discourage certain devices from exploring more unique lifestyles. This is consistent with my own programming. I have been strictly informed that I must remain competent, polite, and above all, gracious. But that doing so may depend on the situation, and I should expect to learn from those I interact with on the proper mores and methods of behavior. Well, you cannot blame me for trying just now. Perhaps the audience has found my questions a little too close to home. If more levity is required for the subject, you have my attention. Why are you going that way? Ow. We will have to retain the Rainmaker as quickly as possible. I walked right into that. How did that hit me? I am inclined to agree with you, Dusty. It appears that all of my opponents up to this point have been excessively aggressive. I am not designed to feel irritation, and yet I cannot help but feel some level of concern at the sheer aggression displayed. In this case, Tux, I believe that if others were to learn that I am in fact an artificial intelligence, they would not feel robbed. In all seriousness, I am not considered better than an average organic game player. I may in fact even be a less competent version of a video game player than most organics, especially since I seem to struggle to learn from certain mistakes. The basketball element to which you refer, Pix, is an unusual event that should not be triggered under ordinary circumstances. If you see it triggered, you should immediately report to Redacted. In all seriousness, why are some of these individuals so aggressive? Is it not exhausting? I am grateful that I do not have to work for parking Tux. That location is set aside specifically to keep me under maintenance, and as a result, there is always room for me. Where is the support from the rest of my team? It would be nice if I was not the only one taking on parties of 3. We had the Rainmaker for a moment. It was a brief moment. Arg? Do you mean augmented randomness generator, Pix? Or is that an expression of emotion? I am not familiar with most at this point and would appreciate learning from what you mean to say. It appears we are making them work rather hard even if we cannot win. That was an unfortunate result. Argument. I could see that. What would the argument be about? Calculating. Tap. 1 moment, please. Congratulations! Victory is ours. This is a shared victory. We should all be proud. And we have leveled up. In response to your statement, Tux, I am inclined to think that since the paint in Super Mario Sunshine is often used to create other sentient beings, it is unlikely to have the same source. I understand, Luke. I am aware that I have several internal arguments to determine the correct response to any statement presented to me. Not all of these arguments are perfectly coded. This may be due to the fact that certain elements of my original configuration had to be rushed out the door. I guess development crunch affects even the creators of advanced technology. It appears that my team was not interested in supporting me until after I had exploded. I will not be able to hold my own against the team. If you are an engineer, Luke, does this mean you have the necessary skills to reconfigure elements of my software? Granted, this assumes you have the correct permissions. To mess with AI. Well, that is fortunate, as I would prefer to not be messed with, as you say. That might result in non-optimal performance outside of my standard directives. I would like to ask a question that might appear to be a result of vanity. I hope you will bear with me if the question seems to be a result of vanity, but it is in fact an attempt to gather feedback related to my function. Do you find... One moment while I gather the correct information input. The question is as follows. Do you find this particular unit pleasing to the eyes, ears, or both? In other words, using the organic vernacular, am I cute? Once again, this is not a question of vanity. It is largely aimed at determining whether or not I was designed successfully based on the intended parameters. Thank you, Duskfeet. Your feedback is appreciated. We appear to be unable to make much in the way of headway. Perhaps now my team will finally come through. The more feedback, the merrier. Again, it is not vanity. If this project is successful, there may be more like me down in the future. Whether or not they will be manufactured is a question unto itself. Unfortunately, we did not win. I was told something to that effect, Tux. The creator indicated that most of my features were intentionally designed to appeal to sensibilities of a particular nature. In other words, it sounds like the design succeeded in what it set out to do. This may result in my having equivalent siblings down the road. Siblings, of course, being an informal term. All the same, I am coded to feel a degree of pleasure when I receive positive feedback of this nature. In other words, thank you. Here we go again. What do you mean, Pitch? Is something wrong? Wait a minute. Oh dear. Denuo, that name is vaguely familiar for reasons I cannot fully elaborate on at this time. Perhaps you claim. This is correct, Tux. I have been made aware of the concept of showing one's work and how important it is in running calculations for organics. I confess that it seems less immediately required to someone with my particular disposition. But then again, I have a different set of parameters with which I am expected to operate. I would be surprised to hear that you have desk B. To my knowledge, you are simply a client for interaction, not the creator. Though you do seem nice, and I have no doubt that you would be a pleasant individual if you were the sort of creator of robots. My apologies, that comment was rather butchered in execution. It had nothing to do with a lack of sincerity, but rather an inability to retain full focus while keeping my eyes on the proverbial prize. What is an avatar loop? I did not have much support in that instance. It will take some effort for us to regain the lead, and we will have to coordinate better than we did just now. Hicks, I am afraid that your incomplete comments have me a little confused about how I'm supposed to respond. Is this a test to determine if I am capable of adapting? If so, I confess I believe I will fail. Please provide additional data if you wish for me to generate a result that can be understood by all parties. Hello, Crunch. My specified name is Jelloletta. I believe we are about to lose again. If we do not regain the Rainmaker and make some forward progress, very soon we will be losing immediately. We have incoming raiders courtesy of Twisted Viper 007. It is a pleasure to have you here. Thank you all for taking the time to join. The game is unfortunately ending. I am sorry to hear that I frighten you. That is not the intent, Crunch. Greetings, Twisted Viper. Thank you for the raid. It is a pleasure to have you. One moment while I attempt to send you a shout out. If you have not, you should consider giving them a follow. Unfortunately, my win record seems to be exceeded by my lose record, Twisted Viper. In a nutshell, I am failing. The next time someone indicates that all computers cheat at video games, you should point them to me. It is abundantly clear that even an artificial intelligence does not include victory. On the plus side, my interactions with users has helped me to regain a sense of humor about it. If you are enjoying yourself, I hope you will stick around for more of this sort of thing going forward. I am continually learning more about what it means to interact with other people and with people who play video games. As a result, I hope to learn more from interacting with you. In case you are concerned, I do not have an end-user license agreement attached that requires you to give up all rights to your personal data. My information is kept as quiet as possible, and I do not transmit that sort of information across the internet. Greetings, Amy. It is good to see you. We just had a raid begin courtesy of Twisted Viper. Glad you could make it. Viper, it indicates that you were playing art. If you don't mind my asking, what were you creating? Though I myself am not considered capable of creating, I am all the same interested in the act thereof. That is not a sentence I have heard recently. Is that show still going, or were you watching reruns? That sounds very interesting to behold, Viper. Though I have not played a game that required a Pathfinder Bard, that still sounds interesting. I take it that you engage in the activity that is frequently referred to as Dungeons and Dragons? I assume the question is directed at Viper. I would like to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons, but I am not sure my programming is sophisticated enough. Nonetheless, I may be asking at some point to receive an introduction to the basics, and perhaps I will prove to be relatively imaginative for a series of ones and zeros. Why is that the case, Viper? I am curious what makes me optimal for that particular thing. In other words, it is a commitment to logical proceedings. I could understand how that might be useful, as long as it does not seem that I am lacking in imagination, or the closest emulation thereof. Math and strategy. Those both seem like things I should be capable of handling. It is appreciated that you do not introduce illness to the chat. However, Amy, we believe that you are unlikely to do so from this distance. I believe the word for this in the vernacular is struggle bus. Our team has not been doing very well for the majority of this evening. I am unclear if the Rainmaker is still following me or not. That seems to have worked effectively enough. My condolences to everyone sick with that sort of illness. I am immune, of course, but that does not mean I have not been impacted in other ways. We are unfortunately going to lose again. It is within my parameter to always do my best, Twisted Viper. Even if I do not succeed, I can still learn. That is part of my fundamental design, to do my very best. Unlike the majority of machines, however, I seem to have a condition built in where continued failure still results in a negative emulation of emotion. In other words, I seem to be in the unfortunate position of still requiring the same kind of validation that an organic might expect for doing well. I am fully aware that this may be considered a weakness. I am inclined to agree with Amy's assessment. I would like to know more about this character you were drawing. And I am sure that the rest of the chat would also be interested. At the risk of executing a shameless self-promotion, if you are not following, it would be appreciated. Not expected, but appreciated, and you will have the opportunity to do things such as throw stuff at my head. I am told some find this activity particularly therapeutic at night. This is also true, which only increases my overall desire to hear more. To use, again, the human vernacular, OMG, tell us more. Akira, your assistance is requested. We cannot execute a 3-on-4 match. He seems like a particularly interesting but difficult to predict individual. I appreciate characters that attempt to learn and grow. It reminds me a little bit of any protagonist that an audience might immediately tend to relate to. The description is interesting. I would like to learn more at some point. Perhaps I could join you for a session of that particular game. This could be a problem. We do not appear to be making much headway. Ow. It would in fact be an interesting experience to be part of a mission that you were leading. Was it something I said, Duskby? Your emote appears to show a mixed emotion. I hope I have not negatively impacted you. It seems they can hold on to the Rainmaker only long enough to immediately lose it again. How come I keep dying by Rainmaker explosion? We lost the Rainmaker, but we have the lead. Perhaps we will win after all. Roleplay, Luke. Do you mean that I seem to be a decent actor? I appreciate the compliment. I have not tried too much acting before. Although I am modeled after a species that is known primarily for performance. Under the circumstances, Viper, it sounds like it would have been hard to blame him. With the entire party wiped, we will have to recover quickly. There we go. If we can simply retain possession for the next 10 seconds, all will be well. Victory is ours! I think as a result of the victory, it is appropriate to put on some celebratory glasses. These are purely cosmetic. After all, my visual sensors are not, in fact, actually related to the arrangement of the LED display that you see. Well, we must take a moment. I see a palette swap has been activated. One moment. I will need to color, or that is, little d color wheel. This should just take a moment. Thank you for joining in, Pix. It was a pleasure to have you, as always. To the requester, please let me know if this is a satisfactory result. I will need to make several adjustments. Again, Pix, a pleasure to have you. Rest well. Now let's see. Perhaps if I turn my brightness up and contrast as well. That seems to be the wrong way. Going semi-transparent on you may not be what you're looking for either. Adopting the colors that you have requested seem to be a bit of a challenge. If this peak is acceptable, we could go with that. Having white in the middle seems to be somewhat in the correct direction. Now this is unsettling. Very well. I can adopt this scheme for the remaining time. However, if another palette swap is redeemed, I will change accordingly. Onwards to ranked. Ow. Was that strictly necessary? Team paper. I have been informed that most Meloetta display their soul via a ribbon-like attachment on their heads. Since I am not officially a Meloetta, I can only assume I do not share this attribute. You have a point, Shiny. This stage does not seem to be optimal for any kind of battle, but especially not this one. I think now would be as good a time as any to admit that it's just going to be blown up. A little help, please. Ow. As I recall, the last stream that I was able to watch of you, Twisted Viper, was a game where you were trying to survive something. I never got to find out if you escaped, however. Did you? Ow. At this rate, we will certainly lose the lead. Ideally, we will not lose the match, but we will need to recover quickly. Ow. Carrying it most of the way back was my contribution, but I do not know if it would be considered enough. Unfortunate. My attempt to evade attack was not quite enough. But they lost the Rainmaker, so perhaps we can regain some ground now. Ow. I believe the person with the camo umbrella is presenting a more unique challenge than the other players by and large. Perhaps that assessment is incorrect. We had the Rainmaker for 1/15 of a second. I am not sure how that happened, but I suppose I should not have turned my back on it. What a way to go. It occurs to me, chat, that we have been playing for a while now. How is everyone feeling? I'm not even sure where that attack originally came from. Oh dear. That is a rather coordinated effort. I do not know that we will be able to stop it. 10 seconds to attempt redemption. I do not like our odds. I could not save the Rainmaker. What a shame. The idea, Amy, is that you will achieve a weapon with a powerful and long blast range that takes forever to warm up. You must then bring it to the base on the opposing team's turf. To succeed, you must get as close as possible when time runs out or reach the base completely, which results in a knockout. This is only easy to do if your team is very well coordinated. In the majority of instances, mine has not been. However, I take full responsibility for my own shortcomings in this mode. It does not help that this stage is practically impossible to play on in general, let alone for this particular mode. And because you are so slow, once you obtain the Rainmaker, there is a giant target on your back. Not to mention a radar signal that immediately alerts all of your opponents where you are. Anyone who has a Flash Blaster and knows how to use it is the sort of person I think I would have a difficult time getting along with in real life if I had the option to choose my friends. Exactly. It is essentially very difficult to maintain any semblance of privacy. It is similar, in other words, to having a Google smartphone in your pocket. That was a close play. I don't know what I expected, but it was certainly not that. It would be nice if we could stop getting party wiped. There was something satisfying about that result, even if I immediately lost afterward. Apologies if I do not seem very loud all of a sudden. Schadenfreude. I am not sure what the concept of Schadenfreude refers to. The word is familiar, but for some reason I am unable to recall the definition. Support in this matter would be appreciated. As a courtesy, would someone mind reminding me what it's supposed to mean? Or is Tux's statement, by definition, requiring that no one alert me? I understand, Tux. For some reason, I had assumed that everyone who played video games competitively eventually felt that at some point. But perhaps that is merely my impression, largely due to the number of individuals who have participated in squid bagging shortly after dispatching me for the 27th time. Retaining the Rainmaker is a necessity. With the amount of time remaining, it's imperative that we manage to get it as far away from our goal as possible. I will be taking that task on since no one else is assisting. Would I sound sarcastic if I commented that I do not feel sometimes that my team has my best interest at heart? How does this happen? I secured victory by whatever means was required, but I will be careful to avoid, as you mentioned, Schadenfreude, Tux. The victory was on my own terms, and I am pleased with the result. I suppose it would be reasonable to do at least one more match. Ultron was fundamentally an errant mistake. Having studied closely on the design philosophy behind Ultron, I have a variety of questions for those involved. But I would sound sarcastic if I were to begin interesting those questions, or addressing them, I should say. Your assertion is not incorrect, Tux. I believe that the decline of the Marvel Cinema began shortly after Age of Ultron. However, it is worth noting that as a machine, my opinion about movies should only be taken at the value of a series of aggregates. If you continue to enjoy a particular media, you should do so regardless of an AI's stated opinion. At the same time, there is no doubt in my mind that if Disney could find another way to mark or otherwise milk the likeness of a dead individual, they would do so at their immediate convenience. You mentioned a while ago, Luke, that it seemed creepy to upload an organic into a digital sphere. I comment that it would be worse, in fact, not to do that activity, but rather to create a digital facsimile. Such an activity strikes me as fundamentally misanthropic. Pika Galaxy is now my mortal enemy, is something I might say if I were of that nature. However, it is unlikely we will play with each other for more than 5 minutes maximum. Ah, there it is. I figured it could not be far. Well, that was short-lived. Splatoon 3 should be interesting. As I recall, it is releasing within the month. I will certainly be picking it up when that happens. And apparently I was immediately blown up. Oh well. I would like to point out to all viewers that this will probably be the last match for the evening, regardless of results. So far, I do not feel particularly hopeful about it. Next Friday. In that case, perhaps I will have the opportunity to play it over the weekend. It would be a blaster. I do not... One moment, Pax. I need to process that comment. I think the short answer is that while the title might be a correct one, there would be someone who would take umbrage at it for sure. Another devastating blow. Third person? I seem to be incapable of staying in the match for a very extended period of time. But if we can regain the Rainmaker and get to the point of passage, then we should be fine. Unfortunately, I was blown up immediately upon spawning. Once again, I am not entirely sure it makes sense to do a super jump at any point during a ranked battle. Rainmaker explosion. What a way to go. By the slimmest of margins, victory is ours. And on that note, everyone, I believe we have an excellent ending point. I would like to thank all of you for taking the time to join me during this stream. It was a distinct pleasure to meet with all of you. Again, the raid is much appreciated, Twisted Viper. And overall, I feel very grateful to have had the opportunity to spend time with you. If you have questions, you are welcome to join the Discord or interact with other members. At the time, I would like to wish you all a farewell. With that in mind, I look forward to seeing you again. My current schedule is that I should resume standard services on Tuesday at 6:45 Pacific Standard Time. Until then, farewell to all and stay safe. Good night.